guys, thanks for tuning in today's Florida Drive-By. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's May 18th, 2016. About 77 degrees, southern Florida, on the I-75, going southbound. Prime time, traffic time, work time. Everybody's getting out to do what they're doing, and no exception to the rule, getting out and do what I gotta do. But I hope everybody's doing good, and I wanted to start this drive-by by saying thanks a lot, everybody, for tuning into my channel and subscribing. I really appreciate it. I'm up to about 1,500 subscribers, close to 2,000 videos, and I really appreciate it. I hope everybody enjoys my drive-bys. Me just getting out, and I'm just rapping and talking, you know, when I get out, when I have something to say. So, with that, let's go ahead and start our conversation. Today's video drive-by, I would like to bring up, what's the best 45 ACP round? And that's probably a big question, because anybody that shoots 45 or uses 45 probably has their own idea what they want, you know, and what they like to use. And I guess that's kind of a blanket, I guess, title, the best 45 round. And I guess it would depend on what you're using it for. So, but we'll just say the best overall 45 ACP round. I think that's really the gist of this drive-by. So we're going to say now, you know, I guess you'd have to weigh it for one of three purposes you're using. If you're going to use it for home defense, concealed carry, or target shooting, or hunting. So you actually have four, but you could narrow them down to three. You could put concealed carry and home defense in the same category, and then hunting and target shooting. Normally hunting, you're going to need a very powerful round, because if you're going, you know, and most people don't really hunt with the 45. They move up to 460 or 500 or something like that, or 454. You could probably do some, you know, small game hunting with some of those, some of the longer barrel 500 magnums. Yeah, you could do some big game hunting with those. So yeah, you have to weigh that. So let's go ahead and narrow these down and see if we can intelligently discuss them. So they make a bunch. They make full metal jacket, they make hollow points, they make fragile rounds, which these are rounds that when they, like I said, if you shot at a target, or you shot at a threat and you missed it, and you hit a door or something, you know, it would just explode and it would go through the door. So it's really meant to hit the target and get that without going through obstacles, doors, walls, and you know, hitting unintended victims. They're okay. I tend not to really like them that much because they're usually kind of low power. You know, I really, you know, prefer a 230 grain bullet, number one. And of the 230 grain myself, I like full metal jacket. Some people are into the hollow points, and yeah, they're nice. They are okay. But again, it's going to decide what gun are you using it. If you're using it in a very small gun, a very small concealed gun with a very small barrel, your reliability factor drops significantly if you use a hollow point. Just because the way the barrel, the way it's angled, the way the feed ramps are, everything, you're better off going with the 230 grain full metal jacket. For maximum penetration, a 230 grain full metal jacket will do the job. Now, there's some good bullets out, like Ranger T's. Federal makes some nice Hydra Shocks. You know, there's a few good bullets out. That's something you got to weigh. Usually, what a hollow point does versus a full metal jacket, a hollow point is meant to expand maximum in a shorter distance than a full metal jacket. Meaning, it wants to give up the maximum amount of energy into whatever it hits, whatever medium it hits, so it can produce the most damage, so the bullet doesn't go too far, and thus avoid over-penetration or hitting an unintended victim or something. But don't forget, in all the reports for ballistics, there's been very, very, very few, if any, third-party people getting shot. Like, so if a cop shot, and missed a bad guy and hit a good guy, or shot a bad guy and went through the bad guy and hit a good guy on the other side, went through a door, killed somebody in an apartment. That is a rarity at all with full metal jacket. And a full metal jacket, don't forget, especially like in a 1911 or a shorter barreled gun, like I said, especially like the PM45 cars, those had some issues with jamming and stuff because of how the feed ramp is, how sharp it is. So definitely recommend polishing feed ramps on those guns if they're small and you're using a hollow point, because the hollow point can easily catch up, especially in 1911s. Now, most of your better 1911s, they chamfer the chamber where the bullet goes in. If it's a ramp style, you're going to get a little better feeding. If it's on ramp, you really have to pay attention between the ramp that's in the frame and the chamber of the barrel. It's got to be really a smooth transition there. And most manufacturers will polish it. If not, I would, get out a Dremel, a little sandpaper, and a little polishing compound, and smooth that up yourself. It'll act a little bit more reliable and will feed them. And always try the rounds as you're using it. And I know it's pretty expensive with hollow points, because that's more of a custom ammunition, and it's a little bit more expensive. But definitely try to shoot it. At least try to shoot one box of your hollow points. That's 20 rounds, and I know they can add up to be a lot. It can be $20. That can be expensive. Full metal jacket, of course, run 100 rounds. You can get that a lot cheaper. But full metal jacket's definitely a round to be reckoned with, and it's a good defensive round. It's just that it penetrates sometimes. They say too much. But in an instance for self-defense, you want the bullet to penetrate. You want the bullet to go unobstructed through maybe a layer of clothing. You want it to threat assessment. You want the bullet to continue on through that clothing and break maybe a bone, break a rib, get far enough to penetrate a vital organ and stop the threat. So, that's what you want. It's all about stopping the threat in the shortest amount of time. Now, hollow points were developed, like I said, for all the factors that I told you about, over-penetration and stuff like that. But, like I say, let's say a full metal jacket 230 grain bullet may go 19 inches of penetration, whereas a full metal jacket 230 grain may go 12. And then those 12 inches, it's going to give up maximum damage, tissue damage. The bullet's also going to expand a lot more because it's already hollow. So when it hits there, it has that hydrostatic type effect where it's going to mushroom the bullet. Whereas a full metal jacket probably will not. It'll continue on until it hits something or it loses its energy. And usually it's going to be a little further in whatever medium you shoot it. So it definitely is a better bullet. It penetrates better. But they say there's a chance it can keep penetrating, go through the item, come out the other side and go through a wall or something. That very seldom happens, because usually the bullet is slowed down by clothing, hitting the bone or something. And it just usually goes further than the hollow point does. But I wanted to bring that up, and that's really the whole scenario about the 45. And that would go for any hollow point versus a full metal jacket. Whether it's a 500 Magnum, which is a 50 Action Express, whether it's a 9mm 380-22. It's basically be pretty much the same. Well, 22 you can't really count as much because it's an anemic round to begin with. So as far as hollow point versus full metal jacket, you probably will get a little bit better penetration with a full metal jacket. But you really don't want to compare those. I guess you'd start with 9mm rod. But usually, you know, in the 45 ACP, those are actually considerations. Like I say, considerations for concealed carry. A lot of people conceal carry. That you do use a nice a hollow point, like a 230 grain Ranger T by Winchester. Those are really effective guns. I mean, effective bullets. A lot of your law enforcement uses that too. So you're going to have a very, very effective wound pattern in those. But like I say, a full metal jacket would definitely be a better bullet, like a plus P 230 grain. That would fly. Or you could get a plus P hollow point 203 or 183 or 185 grain or whatever, you know. So those are decisions, and usually I tell people is if you're going to use hollow point in your gun, you have to at least put 20 rounds at, you know, at the range through it to make sure it doesn't jam, make sure it functions good in your gun. Full metal jacket, it doesn't matter. Usually you can practice with full metal jacket, put a few hundred rounds through. It's cheaper. $40 you can buy 100 rounds. Usually right up in there, or even cheaper if you get a good quality reload, and practice with that. You know, I'd say at least 100 rounds a month. You know, and then once you're accurate with it, you can handle that gun. You can go ahead and put a box of full metal jackets through. Make sure your gun cycle's good. Make sure it's clean. Those polishing, those feed ramps is everything. I always do it. Just about every gun I own. That's just the way I am. As far as if you don't have to worry about that, then get a revolver. If you get a revolver like a 357, you can load it up with some short barrel 357 ammunition, or some lighter load ammunition, or even 38 plus Ps, some hollow points or full metal jacket, whatever you want in there. And you know, that gun will be definitely effective, and it'll be more reliable, and you won't have to worry about really ammunition that you put in there that much. There is some instances of ammunition having crimp jump, and that is from if you have, like, let's say you have 5 bullets in a revolver and you shoot it, sometimes they recoil, and the inertia, when the gun goes back forward, the bullet can actually almost get pulled out of the casing if it's a really violent, like on a 357 or 44 or 500, and it can actually go forward. And if it goes forward too many times, it actually can go forward in the cylinder and go into the barrel, and it will lock up your cylinder where you won't be able to rotate it. So that can happen. And like I say, you get 5 rounds, so if you load up 5 rounds, you shoot it twice. The other cylinder, where the bullet's not fired, that bullet can go forward. So that's usually what revolvers suffer. You know, crimp jump is not an issue in your automatics or semi-automatics. But thanks a lot. I hope this was intelligent. 45 ACP, what's the best round? You know, it really depends on what you're using it for. That's really the main one, and what gun you're using it in. Usually those two would be pretty popular things to decide first. What gun you're using it in, the overall specifications of the gun, barrel size, what the gun's made out of, you know, is it polymer, is it stainless steel, is it alloy, you know, what's it made out of, and what you're using it for. Is it target shooting, hunting, you know, concealed carry, home defense. You know, that's going to mean a lot, you know, in those instances, what you're using it for. And, but like I say, hunting, they usually don't hunt with 45s normally. They would usually go up to like a 50 or something, or a 500 or 454 or 44 Magnum, or even a 357. But obviously don't in 10 millimeter, of course. So, but you have to weigh those factors, and once you weigh those factors, I think intelligently, then you can decide. And if you can get out to shoot the gun before you, whatever caliber you're picking, that would be an ideal thing to do too. But thanks a lot for tuning into my drive-by video. I hope you have a great day, and thanks from Southern Florida.